Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Megan Fuentes. I am the administrative assistant for Writer's Atelier, and today I'm going to take you through a kind of plan with me video using our new The Right Gym workbook. I'm using the mint color, although you won't be able to see it in this video. They're all the same. We also have black and pink, and the links to all of those will be in the description below. So I just opened up March for all to see. This is the start of March. On the left-hand side, we have project pros and cons. I won't be utilizing this space this week, or this month rather, because I have no need for it. I already know what project I'm working on. It's actually something of like a secret project that I started last month. I haven't told, as of the recording of this voiceover, I have not told a soul that it exists outside of my partner, who, you know, has to be present, but even he doesn't know the plot or the characters or anything. So you're going to see me mess up a couple of times. I'm using friction erasable pens to complete this, not only because I've never really liked working in pencil. I like the look and the feel of ink, but I do not like messing up, so I really like using those. I will link to them in the description. I have colored ones as well as the plain black, which you'll see me use. You'll see me use the colors later in the video. What I'm doing right now is I'm listing out the primary tasks for March that I have planned. Something about this setup is I did not consult with Racquel, who wrote and designed and formatted the Right Gym workbook. I am working entirely from my interpretations of what these headings mean or what they mean to me. Which is something I would encourage for you to do as well, you know, because there's no right or wrong way to fill out this workbook. In addition to the primary tasks, which I'm using to focus on my big project, I'm also using like other tasks as, you know, kind of the miscellaneous tasks that go along with a writing project. So I don't have a title, for example. I also haven't named most of the characters at the time that I'm recording this voiceover. The important notes I'm just using to make note of my parents' birthdays, because those are important. March is a really big month, and I'm going to have to plan around those a lot. So these next set of pages is the kind of like the monthly overview on the left, and then on the right, we'll start the weekly planning pages. So the monthly focus is what I'm filling out now. I'm sure there are multiple ways you could interpret that, but I'm using those spaces as like something like affirmations, I guess you could say, or just like reminders to myself, even though there's things to remember on the other side there. And then we're filling out the things to remember. And I didn't use this to plan out my actual days and months that I go through as a human being on this planet. I still use my bullet journal for that, and that's not going to go away. I've been using the same bullet journal now for I want to say 3 or 4 years. So that's not going away, but I do like having this planner around now for kind of the more writing intensive, particularly since I'm working on a very big writing project that's very intense and has lots and lots of layers to it. So I want to make sure that I corral all the ideas that this story will take up and, you know, have a place to put them and stuff. There's also a little notes section down on the bottom left-hand side of the paper, which I don't use. And then there's also monthly tasks, which I'm about to fill out in a second. Now I'm working on the monthly goals. The monthly goals, I didn't exclusively use for my project because, you know, a writing project is not just that's not the only thing I'm a part of. I'm also, as I said, the administrative assistant for Writers Atelier, and that involves a lot of responsibilities. So I've got to plan those somewhere, and those are every minute that I'm writing, I want to know where it's going. For example, like I know I have a lot of blog posts that I write for the site, for our website, which you should check out because they're very good in my humble opinion. And then there's, you know, even Instagram captions don't take zero time. So I want to make sure that I have all those accounted for when I make my goals so that I don't put too much on myself for the month of March. Something you'll note here is that I'm listing for my monthly goal 15,000 words, and that if you can do NaNoWriMo like it's nothing, which some people I know can't. If you can do NaNoWriMo like it's nothing, that might not seem like a big goal. It would have seemed like a big goal for me for the majority of my writing life. I would be lucky to get, like, outside of the blog posts, which go from like 500 to 2,000 words that I write every week. I would be lucky to get a couple hundred fiction words in every week. But I started using For the Words, which I promise I will do some sort of video or another blog post on. I already have one blog post on it, but some sort of video eventually about how I use For the Words. But that's how I'm able to know that I could hit 15,000 words on fiction, because that website pushes you to write 444 words, and if I do it, I get fun collectibles, so I must do it. That's how my brain works. I'm right now filling out the weekly planner section, and I will make many mistakes. So yeah, we'll just fast forward through this, shall we? Because you don't really need to see all that. Okay, now that struggle is over, we finally have the project evaluation page. So these will be done, naturally they're at the end of the month, but I wanted to go ahead and fill in the two sides of it then. I'm using the left-hand side. You can see I switched colors there from the black that I've been using throughout the video to a dark blue, a really dark blue. You might not even be able to see it on the screen. And that's because the project name for this, which I don't even think I've said out loud before, the project secret code name that I'm using is Project Blue Quartz. So that's what I'm titling it as. And then my deadline, I think I gave myself March 31st to write the 15,000 words. Obviously that's not a full novel, so I will be writing more. I am an underwriter though, so who knows, I may be done with it in 15,000 words, but that's not what I'm attempting. So I'm just gonna fill that out right quick. Obviously at the end of the month, I would write down like the success points and the improvement points, like is mentioned there, and attention for the next project. So I imagine I will do a follow-up, wrap-up video at the end of March with me filling things in. But for now, I'm obviously going to leave those blank because March hasn't happened yet. So the next, on the right-hand side of the page, I'm writing down fuentespens.inc blog posts, because that is the blog that I run. And I have some very exciting things that I want to be doing with my own little corner of the internet in the future. Just things that are fun for me. So that's always the thing that gets put by the wayside. I am getting increasingly better at giving my fiction attention because I have a website that, I need to maintain my streak in order to get rewards. So I'm getting really good about that. But my own personal blog posts are a different ball of wax altogether. I very rarely go and give time to that side of my creative self. And it's not anyone's fault. It's just I get obsessed very easily with other things, so I don't naturally. And the other things are more urgent. The things that I get obsessed with are more urgent, so I will focus on those, and then I kind of, it's a work in progress. All writers are works in progress. All humans are works in progress, obviously. But, that's one of the areas that I gotta work on. We're gonna turn the page now. For the monthly word count tracker and the reflection, you probably, you fill out the monthly goal and other little bits here, but obviously I can't fill in the actual word counts because, again, March hasn't happened yet. But I will be, you'll see in a second, I am going to color code the blue for the project blue quartz and the purple for my personal blog posts, so that I can see where my words go throughout the month. Because for the words, though it's great for tracking overall word count, it does not get into the specifics and nitty-gritty of the project day by day. So, and I'm not knocking it, For the Words does a lot of great things, but it just doesn't do that. So I will be making note of that here and writing my little color code right there. You'll see on the next page is the monthly reflection questions. Again, March hasn't happened. Not going to fill those out, but you can kind of get a preview of them now. All right, and that was me filling out the word count tracker. That's the last step I'm going to take for this video. On the right-hand side, you'll see obviously the monthly reflection pages, and on the opposite side of that is quarterly reflection. But that's all I have for you today. Come back at the end of March 2023, or click around if you're past that for my reflection on how this whole Writer's Gym workbook went. Links are in the description. Bye, guys.